We have a three-peat in the West Coast desert. I promise... Oh, I'm grabbing it on the wrong side. I promise this wasn't scripted. But Christopher Bell gets his third win of the season and his third win in a row in just 4 races. We have a lot to talk about from Phoenix, so let's get into it. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking the NASCAR Cup Series race at the Phoenix Raceway. A good little preview of the championship race. You never know what's to come. I hate going to the championship venue twice, though. We've got to change that in the future, NASCAR. Hopefully next year we'll have Miami back. Please, NASCAR, I beg of you, bring Miami back as the finale. Just please, I beg of you, NASCAR, I beg of you. Why did we ever move it to from Miami in the first place? But oh my god, this is a topic for another day. But anyways, guys, welcome to the Phoenix review. Let's get down to business. So we started off with the Shiners Children's 500, and yeah, there was wrecks pretty early on. Catherine Legg had an early spin at the beginning of the race. I do remember that. And then, like, a lap later on the restart of that caution, Ricky Stenhouse got spun. He got, I think he got hit by Todd Gillen. It was like a chain reaction because there was a 4-wide section there where it was Noah Gragson on the inside. Yes, Noah Gragson, holy god. Cole Custer, who then hit Todd Gilliland. And then Stenhouse spun off of Todd Gilliland. Stenhouse actually clipped Cole Custer on his way spinning down the track, which sent Custer spinning up and in the outside while Custer was able to hold on to it. But, well, Bowman just barely avoided that crash. I remember it looking back on it, but, like, damn, that's still crazy looking back on it. And on that restart, there was actually a little bit of controversy because Joey Logano essentially screwed his race from this point, because it was kind of crazy. The 22 was going to cut the dog leg, obviously, at the start. It's what you do at Phoenix. But Logano cut it a little too soon. He dipped his tire onto the yellow line before the start-finish line, and that's a black and white rule. I thought this at the time. I have no issue with that call. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do, and that was a call that needed to be called. And if only Logano did that in November, because we wouldn't have so much playoff controversy. And I mean, to be honest, it's probably the best that it happened, so maybe NASCAR can wake up and realize the playoffs need to go next year. But anyways, yeah, let's go on and continue. This is when the option tire came into play, the softer compound. The first one to use the first of their 2 sets was the 60 of Ryan Preece. And my man drove from 32nd to 3rd by the end of stage 1. Like, and this just set the marker for the rest of the day, because if you had that option tire, you could cause some problems. You could see guys like Daniel Suarez drive up from the mid-20s to get up into the top 5. Austin Cindric did that at one point. But those option tires were a huge difference maker, as the 24 William Byron was able to take stage 1 for the 2014. And yeah, it just continued from there. Like Austin Cindric, when he put those option tires on at the beginning of stage 2, he went and took the lead from the 24 of William Byron. And then, yeah, we had a weird situation with those option tires. I think this kind of put a pinch in the wounds of people wanting to try the option tire. I almost called it the optimum tire. But yeah, Michael McDowell, he appeared to lock up heading into turn 3, and it just drifted up into the outside wall, and it was just kind of like, huh, okay. I mean, we didn't really see that coming, and he ended up blowing a right rear tire. And it was unfortunate, because I think Spire had a lot of good cars here today. The next incident had a lot of Spire cars too, which ruined Spire's day. But man, this was a rough take for the 71 of McDowell. And yeah, he really suffered the rest of this race after that. The same thing happened to him earlier too. But there we are. Joey Logano was actually able to drive back to the lead after all that. It was kind of crazy to think about that Logano put on those option tires at the first stage caution and drove back to the lead, passing Christopher Bell. But that is a crazy thing to talk about. And then we had the, what? I think it was a 10-car pileup at a 2. So essentially what happened here is it was a similar situation to the first crash, like the Stenhouse one. But it was just so many cars piling up into another because it was 4 wide. I think it was, who was it on the bottom? Was it Custer? Maybe. I am not 100% on that. But, come on. I have the Twitter replay right in front of me. Was it Bubba Wallace? It might have been. But yeah, Justin Haley was the second closest to the bottom. And then it was Briscoe trying to fill the gap. And Carson Hocevar on the outside of him. And Briscoe and Haley come together, bouncing into the outside wall with Carson Hocevar. Toe links were damaged. Then there's a chain reaction of wrecks. Riley Hurt smashes off the inside wall. Who else do I see in there? Brad Keselowski was out of the race. Shane Van Gisbergen. Noah Gragson was down 6 laps after this. It was not a great incident for those involved. Cole Custer was out of the race at this point. Man, not a great day for that 41 team. But yeah, this was not an ideal incident for most of the field. But anyway, we move on, we continue. Here's a better angle. I'm watching the slow motion video of it. Yeah, the 19 got some real airtime there. It was a rough go for Briscoe. I was expecting Chase Briscoe to have a great day today, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. He flicked off the outside of Justin Haley, and yeah, it just caused a chain reaction from there. So that put a lot of cars out of the race, and yeah, Christopher Bell, the rest of stage 2 did go green from there. Christopher Bell was able to overtake the 22 of Joey Logano and win stage number 2. So yeah, I honestly, it's crazy to think that the 2 guys that have won races have been the cars to beat in pretty well every race this season, other than Atlanta, pretty much. Well, other than the super speedways, because, well, Byron only led a couple laps in the 500. Bell led 1 lap at Atlanta. And honestly, I think Bell and Byron were the 2 cars to beat the whole day, man. Those 2 were very fast. They were very fast. I think if Logano wouldn't have had that whole incident, I think he would have been up there most of the day too. But yeah, and then the first caution in stage 3 happened. Catherine Legg took her second spin of the day. Rough look for her on International Women's Day, not gonna lie. Sorry, Catherine. But yeah, she got tight underneath Josh Berry, proceeded to spin from there. Daniel Suarez drove into her driver's side. That was a bad hit for her, to be fair. But yeah, no, Daniel Suarez is out of the race from there. And Catherine Legg's day is done and dusted. I mean, good to see her given a shot. We all knew she wasn't going to be the fastest or the greatest, but good on her for giving it a shot. You know, can't win them all, I guess. But anyway, yeah, the 20 just pretty well controlled stage 3 until Ryan Preece came along in his second set of option tires as the 60 car drove back to the lead here. And at this point, Preece held on to the lead for a good 30 to 40 laps, it felt like. But then we had no caution. Yes, we had a caution. Who was it for? Yes, this was the Bubba Wallace blown tire. Somebody is definitely making a meme of him doing the Chastain wall ride as we speak. But yeah, Bubba Wallace blew a right front tire. He swerved around that outside wall, and that brought out, I can't remember how many cautions it was. It was a fair few cautions for a Phoenix race, to be honest, but that would have brought the caution out with around 35, 45 to go, somewhere in around there. And then we got back green. Everything was back to normal. Well, this is where most of the guys put on their option tires for the rest of the race. And then with about 20 to go, we had another caution for the 12 of Ryan Blaney. The 12 blew a motor right in front of the 24 of William Byron. And that's something I forgot to mention too, is the 24 of William Byron was really unfortunate in that Bubba Wallace caution, because he was actually on pit road as the caution came out. And yeah, he got put a lap down, which is the worst thing that can happen to you on a short track, as he essentially just got put back to the back. Thank God he was able to stay on the lead lap for his sake, though, as Ryan Blaney blows a motor right in front of the 24, and I'm surprised he didn't need a windshield tear off, to be honest, but Ryan Blaney's day was done and dusted from there. And then virtually the same thing happens on that next restart. It was a very rinse and repeat race, to be honest. But Ty Gibbs, he blew a tire with 5 or 6 to go, I think it was. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, was Ty Gibbs blew out a right, he blew out a right front in 3 and 4, and that brought out our final caution of the day. And then it set up for a great photo finish. With all those cautions and all those pit stops, it put Denny Hamlin in second place. It was a Joe Gibbs 1-2, and honestly, off the line, Hamlin had a better restart. Hamlin had a better restart than Christopher Bell. I was honestly amazed that Bell, or Hamlin didn't hold on to that. Bell almost cleared him midway through 1 and 2, but Hamlin had a great run off the outside to come back at him. They were side by side, drag racing down the backstretch. It's so weird to call it the backstretch still. But Bell sent it in deep, appeared to get loose on the inside of Denny Hamlin. I thought it was a little bit of a cheap shot move, to be honest, but yeah, I wish Bell just held on to his car a bit better. Could have been a lot cleaner, but it is what it is at the end of the day. This is racing. Rubbin is racing. And yeah, Denny Hamlin was good about it. Oh my god. Bell actually took a hell of a shot from Larson coming out of that final, turn 4 is the final corner, dumbass. Yeah, he took a good shot from Larson coming to the finish line there, but Christopher Bell picks up his 3rd win in a row. Not as clean as what he did at Coda, but still, man, Bell, 3 wins in a row. That is a statement to the rest of the field. It is the first time a driver's won 3 races in a row in the next-gen era. That is very, very impressive from Christopher Bell. And yeah, man, that's your finishing results. Hamlin had a good post-race interview afterwards. Very cool, very calm, very collective. But anyway, that is your race recap from Phoenix. Let's talk the results. Well, after today's race at Phoenix, here are your finishing results. Christopher Bell gets his 3rd win in a row, man. Very impressive for Christopher Bell. 3 wins on the bounce in the next-gen car. Beyond impressive stats, so props to Christopher Bell. If he can keep that going for the rest of the season, man, he is going to be on a great run of momentum. Oh my god, I gotta stop eating before I record these videos. But Denny Hamlin pulls off a 2nd place finish here at the Phoenix Raceway. Really good result for Hamlin, to be honest. I don't think he had a top 5 car today. So the fact he was able to work his way to the front, keep it calm, keep it cool, and keep it collected. Just work your way to the front and be patient. That was the theme of Denny Hamlin's race. So good job for Denny Hamlin pulling off a 2nd. Kyle Larson, very similar day to Denny Hamlin. Honestly, did not deserve a top 3 finish, but he put it there. Good job by him. Josh Berry, P4. Josh Berry had a very good race for his standard. And I mean, the Wood brothers, they need more runs like this. This is what Harrison Burton would not give them. So this is exactly what they needed. I think this is going to be a start of something very good for Josh Berry and the Wood brothers. Tracks like Martinsville, even the New Hampshires, the Gateways, those mile or shorter tracks, I think you're going to see a lot of this 21 car. Chris Buescher, P5, he's always up here at these tracks. William Byron, I think William Byron deserved a top 3 finish today on the car alone, but it is what it is for him. Alex Bowman, Kyle Busch, honestly, Kyle had a top 10 car. He was up in the top 10, end of the top 10 most of the day. Alex Bowman was working his way up as the day went on. Zane Smith, how did Zane Smith pull off a 9th? I mean, good for him. Chase Elliott with a 10th. Then it was Ross Chastain, Austin Dillon, Joey Logano. Yeah, I mean, 13th for Joey Logano considering the day he had. Very impressive. And Chastain, he had to work his way from the back a couple times. Austin Dillon, just another Austin Dillon day. Chase Elliott, I mean, I honestly think Chase Elliott barely sniffed the top 10 the whole day, so the fact he finished 10th, like, good for him. John Hunter Nemechek, the Legacy cars probably had a really good chance to capitalize on some speed today, so good job for Nemechek. Priest with a 15th, deserved more. Ty Dillon, honestly, probably would have had a top 5 or a top 10 if it weren't for those speeding penalties. They played the option strategy very well with, how do I say it? Oh my god. yeah, they saved them all for the end. So Ty Dillon would have been in very good position, but he got a speeding penalty. Happens. Todd Gilliland couldn't get any higher than top 15. Eric Jones was really good on the option tire. Austin Cindric, Tyler Reddick, who also had a speeding penalty on that Bubba Wallace caution, so unfortunate there for the 2311 driver. Ricky Stenhouse, AJ Allmendinger, Daniel Suarez, Cody Ware, Ty Gibbs, man. Ty Gibbs, my man hasn't finished in the top 10 in like 15, 16 races, something stupid like that. Something's got to go right for Ty Gibbs soon. I mean, feel bad for the guy, to be honest. And it's Noah Gragson, Michael McDowell after like 5 blown tires, Ryan Blaney in 28th, Bubba Wallace, Catherine Legg on her Cup Series debut, Shane Van Gisbergen, Cole Custer, Brad Keselowski, Justin Haley, Chase Briscoe, Carson Hocevar, and Riley Herbst round out the results. No more P17s for Riley Herbst. Let's put this race on the Skyler scale. Well, let's put this race on the Skyler scale. For Phoenix, it wasn't that bad, to be honest. I mean, I thought it could have been better, but I also think it could have been a lot worse. I will be real, I think this race could have been a lot worse, especially for Phoenix standards. But, I mean, the option tire definitely helped made it a little more interesting, and I mean, I hope they bring this option tire to the finale, because I mean, it'll really bring up the skill in these drivers. It'll really show who's got the best racing know-how to them, who can save the best, who can push it the best. I think having this tire wear at the finale will be very helpful. Hopefully we see it at the short tracks the rest of the season. Bristol's, the Richmonds, the Martinsville. We got Martinsville coming up at the end of the month, so you never know what could happen there. As for Phoenix, where does this race go on the Skyler scale? That is a good question. Where am I going to put this race? Honestly, I think a 65 is fair. It wasn't the most entertaining race, but it had a good finish, some good varying strategies, so I'm going to give it a 65%. I mean, definitely could have been better, but I mean, you can't expect much more from Phoenix. I mean, this is my home track, and I love my home track to death, but it's similar to New Hampshire, because, I mean, not a lot of overtaking opportunities. I mean, they honestly have more overtaking opportunities at Phoenix with the dog leg, but yeah, fairly flat track, 1 mile. Yeah, you know the drill. Y'all know the drill. But guys, that is going to do it for the Phoenix recap. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you smash that like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe with those notifications turned on so you don't miss a future upload here on the channel. And don't forget, guys, join the GridRival Fantasy League. If you want to beat me at fantasy and have a shot at a $100 gift card of your choice, links in the description down below, fellas. You better sign up, because 100 bucks just for playing fantasy. I think that's a pretty sweet deal. I do. I think that's a pretty sweet deal. Join the Twitch. I was streaming last Thursday, did some modifieds at Loudon with a few buddies. It was a good time. I mean, probably said some cancel-worthy stuff, but oh well. It is what it is. And yeah, guys, I'll see you for the next episode of race recaps next week at Vegas. I mean, it's going to be Larson, Bell, or Reddick. Let's just be real. It's going to be one of those 3. So I'll see you at Vegas, guys. Take care, and peace.